Right.
So the first gay couple I treated was over 20 years ago. It's a gay couple living in Santa Monica, and they wanted their baby to be an expression of their love for each other. So ideally, they wanted their own genetics. So they came up with a very smart solution that they were going to use the sister of one of the partners as the egg donor, and his partner would be the sperm provider. And that way, their child is really a mix of their genetics. And their neighbor down the street was going to be their surrogate. So they had this all planned out.
How did it work out?
But they came to me, the egg donor sister came to me for the initial consultation, and she was 41. And my heart sank a little bit. So, you know, because as we all know, age is one of the most important factors affecting the success rate of IVF. And ideally, you want the egg donor to be under age 35. But they were so committed to this idea, and her exam was normal, so I agreed to proceed. She responded beautifully. We had beautiful embryos. They got pregnant on the first time.
That's very exciting, and I'm glad you brought it up. A lot of people don't realize that if you share the same parents, all siblings share the same gene pool, and when a sister gives an egg to a brother, she's giving him his own gene pool, not her baby or a piece of her.
Absolutely. It's a different mixture of the same genes. So it's really a beautiful expression. So that was over 20 years ago, and since then, and that was when gay family building using egg donation surrogacy was really in its infancy. Many IVF programs wouldn't treat gay couples. Surrogacy agencies, egg donor agencies were not open to the gay community. But there were several agencies around the country and several centers that began helping gay men to have children. And now we see patients from around the world, around the country, of course, of gay men who want to have children. And they're committed to making it happen.
If two men want to have a child and one does not have a sister, he then will be looking for, or the couple would be looking for, an egg donor.
Correct.
Is the partner who is not contributing sperm looking for an egg donor with a gene pool that matches theirs? How do you see couples working it out when they don't have a contributor from their own gene pool?
Well, first of all, for most gay couples, both will be sperm providers.
Right.
And they will select an egg donor, and there's wonderful egg donor agencies that provide egg donor candidates. And you can meet the egg donor or be anonymous. Even if you're anonymous, you see photographs, detailed personal history, family history, so you get a sense of who the individual is. So you select the egg donor candidate. She completes her medical screening. She undergoes treatment, and our goal is always to retrieve somewhere between 20 to 25 eggs. If we have 2 sperm providers, we divide them into 2 groups, inseminate half with each to create embryos. Typically today we will freeze the embryos and transfer them at a later date into the surrogate mother.
I'm glad you mentioned that. We have a note from one of our members who knew this topic was coming up saying we want to commingle our sperm so that we feel the child is ours and we never know whose it is. That's not allowed in most states. Am I right?
Well, I mean, I always discourage that because ultimately the parents are going to want to know, and they may need to know for medical reasons who's the genetic father. So ultimately in those cases, genetic testing will be done on the child. We want to know, and most parents want to know whose embryo is being transferred.
Right.
And additionally, by mixing sperm, you don't want to mix sperm of high quality with low quality. You could decrease the quality of the better sperm with the low quality sperm. So that wouldn't happen.
Do you find those couples are more likely to want a second child where the other partner's genes are being,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I've had couples where they didn't want to know who the biological dad was for the first baby, but when they came back for the second baby, they wanted to make sure we transferred the embryo from the other dad.